Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, April 23rd. The big weather story of the day will be the strong northwest winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour or so along the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City. There can even be some wind gusts on the order of 45 miles per hour or so out of the northwest. All of this is ushering in a much cooler air mass compared to what we experienced here in the mid-Atlantic region on Tuesday. High temperatures this afternoon will struggle to reach 60 degrees in portions of the I-95 corridor, holding in the 50s most likely in most areas north and east of the Mason-Dixon line. Well, let's start off this morning with a mid-Atlantic northeastern surface map that shows the isobar pattern, the lines of equal pressure. And here we have lots of lines cutting across the northeastern part of the country. In other words, a sharp pressure gradient. There's a intensifying and strong low pressure system off the New England coast. At the same time, strong high pressure is moving in towards the east from the middle part of the country, and the combination of the high pressure to the west and the low pressure to the northeast is creating this strong pressure gradient right across the mid-Atlantic region, and the result will be powerful northwest winds all day long, and those strong winds will continue tonight and tomorrow as well, again gusting up to 40 miles per hour or so throughout the I-95 corridor. Notice some precipitation also upstate New York and up across New England. Some of this is in the form of snow, as this is indeed quite a chilly air mass for this time of year. Well, this is the better way to look at the precipitation type. This is a scheme from the Penn State EWAL site where the precipitation type is represented by different colors. The whites and blues here represents snow. The pinks are a mixed precipitation, perhaps in the form of ice pellets. And throughout New York State, there's just a mixed bag this morning of some snow and sleet and some rain. Don't expect any of those showers to make it across to D.C., Philly, or New York City. They'll, for the most part, hold out in the Appalachian Mountains, upstate Pennsylvania, upstate New York, in this chilly air mass. What will reach all the way down south and east of the mountains will be the strong northwest winds. Again, that's the big story of the day, with wind gusts up to 40 to 45 miles per hour or so at times throughout the I-95 corridor. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite imagery loop from the SSEC Wisconsin website for the entire nation. First of all, strong departing low pressure off of the east coast now, and this is combining with high pressure moving in from the Great Lakes to create this strong pressure gradient in the northeastern part of the country, contributing to the very strong north to northwest winds today. There are lots of low clouds hanging around in the mountainous, the higher elevation locations of the northeast U.S. Certainly should be partial sunshine, perhaps even mostly sunny by later today, south and east of the mountains in the I-95 corridor, big city locations of D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City. But despite that sunshine, temperatures will be way below normal, and the winds will gust up to 40 miles per hour or so. The other main story out in the middle part of the country will be an area of showers and thunderstorms. Some of this may evolve into severe thunderstorm activity, perhaps even isolated tornado or two. Tornadoes are way down for the year so far, thankfully, and in large part due to the numerous cold air outbreaks that have dropped across the Great Lakes from Canada into the Midwest and eventually down into the Deep South, basically preventing any hot and humid air from moving northward for a sustained period of time out of the Gulf of Mexico. But again, there can be an isolated tornado or two later on today out in the middle part of the country. A better chance for severe weather comes over the weekend and next week as colder air again repeats itself, dropping down from Canada into the eastern part of the nation. Well, let's take a look at a few computer forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. This is for this afternoon, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Low pressure off the New England coastline. Strong pressure gradient still between this low pressure and the high pressure over the western Great Lakes will promote this powerful wind gust today of 40 miles per hour or so out of the north and northwest. GFS maintaining the precipitation up across New England and New York State. Again, I do not expect any of these showers to make it all the way down to the big cities of New York, Philadelphia, and D.C. Rather, they should hold in the higher elevation areas, upstate Pennsylvania, perhaps northeastern Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, certainly currently already located throughout much of upstate New York in the form of rain, sleet, or snow. Well, here's a forecast map 12 hours later for late tonight, 2 a.m. late tonight. Still strong pressure gradient here in the northeastern part of the country, indicating those winds will indeed continue throughout the night, and temperatures will drop to the 30s in most I-95 corridor locations, not far from freezing in the Philadelphia suburbs, for example. Once again, another night with near freezing temperatures, and newly planted flowers are certainly susceptible still to some possible patchy frost in the Philadelphia suburbs as we approach the morning hours. Another very cold night coming to the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's a forecast map for tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Thursday afternoon. Still pressure gradient seen here as indicated by the GFS model. Still a strong storm system off the New England coastline, and that combining with high pressure over the Great Lakes continues the strong pressure gradient throughout the Northeast on Thursday. Winds won't be quite as strong as today, but certainly noticeable through the day on Thursday. Well, here's a 12-hour later forecast map for early Friday morning, 2 a.m. Friday morning, and the main thing to point out here is the pressure gradient has finally shifted to the east. Light winds will return late tomorrow night and certainly on the day on Friday. Friday itself will be a milder day, much more tranquil, perhaps with a few showers as some moisture rolls in from the Ohio Valley during the day on Friday. Certainly not a total washout by any means, but a few showers are possible on Friday along with those much more tranquil and milder conditions. But the big story today and tonight and tomorrow as well will be the strong winds gusting past 40 miles per hour or so throughout the I-95 corridor. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul